SimTheWorld here. We are back with the demo to Motorcycle Mechanic Simulator 2021. After the last video, I think I mentioned in there how I wanted to go through and see just how in-depth this demo goes. So we're at the beginning part of it. I'm not going to bother with the tutorial. Instead, I want to jump right in and see just about everything we can take apart here. So there has been an update to the demo. Right off the bat, I can tell that the parts come off much quicker. And everything just seems so much faster, zooming around the camera, pulling everything off. The bolts, you can just wave your mouse around. One of the things I do wish is, and maybe this will come in time, you can see when you undo a bolt. Let's get to a point here. All of this we did in the first video, so let's jump back here and get the front tire off. When you're unscrewing a bolt, the wrench little icon disappears, but I notice if you can hover over a few of them, but you don't get to see them. It's a little weird. Probably another thing they'll figure out. But it's like it goes ghost mode when you're unscrewing. Obviously, this is still a demo. Many things will change. But, I mean, to be completely clear, I love the fact that it's much quicker. So, I can't say too many bad things at all. The game looks really polished up. It looks really good graphics, and as we dive into this motorcycle, you're going to see there are a lot of parts. So we've got the front tire off, we got the rear tire off. Let's get into this. Let's see just how much we can tear apart. So we pulled out the lights, we can pull out the light fixture, and then the fork comes off. So I think we're going to be able to get this down completely to the frame. Go over here. Let's pop these pedals off. Again, the snappy movement is fantastic. This is what I want to see. Let's see, we got the luggage. Let's get rid of the luggage. Trying to click around here, get a better look at things. So this is the seat mount. I'd like to tear this all down in this video and then go ahead and we'll redo all the parts to 100, maybe get a new tank and seat, and see how good we can get this motorcycle to look. You got your fuse box in here. The battery, I love that you're able to disconnect it. I think that's something new in the game genre. You don't see many wires in these mechanics games. So obviously that's a huge plus. Alright, so let's get the sprocket off the back. Again, more bolts. They all come off together though, that's kind of nice. This is the electric case. I'll be completely clear with you guys, I'm not any sort of motorcycle expert. So a lot of these parts are going to be new to me. So please bear with me. Hopefully when we get the game, I'll learn quite a bit more. We are in the clutch assembly over here. And this gets really in-depth. I really like this. So we took off some of the sprocket wheels here. And here we have the different shafts, the rollers. Oh, it's zooming in too. You gotta get the rollers off first. Zoom out a bit. Now we can get the shaft off. And then finally the pulley. We get the main roller out. I think that takes care of the clutch assembly. We can get the drive belt off. There's no reason to have that in there. Just kind of floating. Now this is a part of this which, to be clear, I did go through the disassembly just to see how far we could go, see if it's a good video. The pedal over here, it kind of hides. And what's hiding over here in particular is there's these shafts that are kind of difficult to see. Can't get a good angle on them. There it is. So right at the bottom, right hiding in between here is the pedal and some of the shifters, but you have to get those first before you can get this whole transmission cover off. So if you do get the game and you want to go through here, if you're missing parts, they're hidden between. Like I said, this is really in depth, so things are all over the place. We got the oil sub pump. Let's get all this disconnected and out of here. It's amazing, in the demo version, they give you this level of teardown. We got the engine case here, the rotor cover, the engine rotor. Boy, it's never ends, the amount of parts in here, which is really cool. I wasn't sure if they're going to have more drop-in play engines, but it appears that you'll be fully able to tear these things down. We've got the rocker arms individually. You pull these off, they're not a configuration. Get that cover off. You can even pull out the valves themselves. The individual valves, and they are numbered, so it does look like they're specific. Jump over here and do the other side. So first impressions with this is I am really excited to jump into the full version of the game. I think there's a lot of potential. As somebody who's not done much work on motorcycles in particular, let alone, in depth like the engines, it is a little overwhelming, just the amount of parts. It's nothing that can't be learned. Car Mechanic Simulator has a lot of parts too, but I feel like it's right here. You have the filter cover, you have the fuel filter, and the canister that holds it all. And then it all comes off, they're each separate pieces. The air filter, you got the cover, you got the air filter itself. You have the sensors, the electronic module. We'll get the sensor out, then we get the filter cover body, and there's 3 different mounting parts to this. I don't know how I'd keep track of all these parts if it were me. Luckily, as you rebuild this motorcycle, it does give you the outline of the parts. Like, this is where a hard difficulty where it doesn't tell you what to put in would throw me through an absolute loop. It'd be very interesting. You'd be very skilled and very knowledgeable in this game. But boy, would that be difficult. Jump over here, get the case off. Luckily, we're almost done with this teardown. Get the spark plug out of there. Now we can get the cores off. And the detail, this is what I like. This is what I really want to start seeing in Car Mechanic Simulator. The pistons, you pull out the roller and you can pull them off individually. You have the arms. It feels a lot more in depth. Of course, they're only motorcycles. We only have to deal with 2 pistons here. Besides the engine and the transmission, you don't have elaborate suspension work. You don't have anything too crazy. So it makes sense that they put all the time and effort into customizing and giving you the full amount of depth in this game, in the engine. But boy, is there a learning curve, I'll tell you what. Alright, I think we're almost done. Let's get the oil filter out of here. And again, this is 4 parts, just for the oil filter. I think... Let me double check here. I think that's everything. Yeah, the engine's out. Oh. Something's floating over here. I want to disassemble. And the disappearing part is gone. Okay. So we're down to the frame. We should be good. Yeah, you guys see it right there. That's floating there, but when we click in, it's not. Again, it's a demo, but I'm going to go to the repair bench, see what we can repair. See if with that update they've changed anything if you can't repair all the items. And we'll come back and put this motorcycle together. Alright, so we're back. I finished assembling everything. There's a few parts missing, like the tank and the fuel, the speedometer, the fenders, and the seat, of course. Those weren't included. Repairing everything, God, that took a while. They sped up the undoing of parts, the unbolting, but of course they didn't speed up the repairing, as you can see here. I also found that the repairing, unlike the last time I had interacted with it, this time there's instances where it only repaired between like 89 to 99%. So you had to repair them a second time. I also found a few parts disappeared when repairing them. Whether or not they broke or they just vanished and it was a glitch, there was nothing that popped up and told me that. For example, the clutch assembly cover and one of the gears inside just disappeared. I had to buy new parts. Same with the fuse box cover too here. Just wasn't in my inventory, but I do know I pulled those parts off. So it would be nice to see something in the future that lets me know that the part just broke. Other things I want to mention, you can paint the calipers. I noticed there's a little red icon in the left there. Now it's yellow. Tells you can paint it, which is remarkable. I wish that was in Car Mechanics Simulator. Absolutely. It's like they took all my wishes and put it in this game. You guys can be expecting a series as soon as this launches, for sure. But otherwise, you can see how much it cost me. We started off with $5,000 to repair all the parts, to purchase the new ones. I found you couldn't repair the tires, you couldn't repair the rims, nor the brake pads. Which I think we did repair brake pads in the last demo version, so that might have been updated. Otherwise, everything did update, or everything did repair and was good to go. But this is probably going to be my last video on the demo. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see a series playing through this game, if you guys are excited to jump in this game yourselves. Otherwise, thanks for watching as I simulate my life, one game at a time. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates for future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.